very warm welcome to iWish 2022. We've had a really busy morning with our previous sessions and already we've had some incredible feedback, so keep it coming. We have a great day in store for all the schools attending, an incredible lineup of speakers. iWish co-founders Gillian Keating and Caroline O'Driscoll are going to be joining us too, which is absolutely awesome. A very warm welcome to all the girls that are tuning into this session from across the globe. How are you all? Delighted to have you. We have different content throughout the day with a variety of speakers and different companies involved. So don't worry, the iWish team will be sending on the other sessions that you missed out on. You'll get them next week. A big thanks to all our sponsors who have supported the event. Our platinum partner Deloitte, our premium partners Arup, Stripe, Dell Technologies, PepsiCo, Johnson & Johnson, Ronan Daily German, Stryker, AWS, Merck and many more iWish Circle sponsors. The iWish app is available to download. So if you haven't already done so, now is a pretty good time to download it. On Android, you can search iWish Event 2022 and on iPhone, simply search iWish. Now let's head over to Nisha and Abby in our social media hubs. Girl, what is up for grabs?
We have Fitbits gifted by Fitbit, Colgate goodie bags, One for All vouchers, and Fitbit sponsored by Johnson & Johnson and PepsiCo goodie bags.
We have Amazon vouchers, Irish women's rugby shirts, and Beats headphones sponsored by Vodafone. Horner and CEIA are also giving away some laptops today.
So all you have to do is get interacting with us throughout the day, send in your comments on social media and use the hashtag iWish2022. If a speaker inspired you, or if you want to give us general feedback about the session, we will be giving prizes for the best comment.
Our top prizes will be going to anyone who completes the survey and opts in at the end to win a prize. So it's simple. Get out your phones and make sure you have the iWish app downloaded and complete that survey.
We will be watching you and check back in with us later.
Thank you so much, girls. That sounds exciting, and they really will be watching you. So get those comments coming in. Now, we know saving our planet is top of everyone's agenda, and someone who knows all about this is Niamh Gillen from Gas Networks. Remember, you can respond to Niamh's question through the Student Zone tab on the iWish app.
Hi everyone, my name is Niamh Gillen and I'm an Innovation Engineer at Gas Networks Ireland, and today I have 10 fast facts for you. So when I was in school, I loved music, geography and science, and I was stuck between a career of music or geology. But after doing a placement in a gold mine in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland, I decided to go the geology route. So after school, I moved to Scotland to the University of Aberdeen, where I studied geology and petroleum geology, and this taught me the fundamentals of oil and gas exploration. And whenever I was in college, I worked in a restaurant, and people were always really interested to know what a young girl from Ireland was doing so far away from home. And I used to tell them about my career choice and my plans for the future, and they would always say what a great choice I'd made. But following the oil crash of 2015, those conversations got a bit negative, and people would say to me, "What are you going to do when you finish?" So when I finished college, I was trying to find a job in an industry that had let off thousands and thousands of people around the world. And after over 30 unsuccessful job applications, I got onto the Arvea graduate programme. On the programme, I started to work on a decarbonisation technology called carbon capture and storage. And it's quite ironic because I studied for 4 years to take oil and gas out of the ground, and now I was working on a project that looked to put carbon dioxide back into the ground. So my message for you is that when things aren't working in your favour and things that are outside of your control aren't going well, don't panic, because STEM skills are really, really transferable. So from here, I moved to Gas Networks Ireland, and a key objective of the company was to replace the natural gas within our gas network with renewable gases. And my job as an innovation engineer was to assess the technologies such as hydrogen and biomethane to make that objective a reality. And another part of my job is to make sure the gas network itself is ready for the integration of these new gases. It is really important that we decarbonise the gas network because it's a vital energy asset. Natural gas accounts for roughly 1/3 of our primary energy source here in Ireland, and also around 50% of our electricity generation. So a really important energy source. My favourite part of the job is seeing the endless possibilities that innovation can do for us, especially with some of the challenges we face today, such as climate change. And my last fact today for you is in the form of a question. So if you can grab your Irish app, and if you want to submit the answer, And my question is, if you were to take all the pipelines that make up the gas network and stretch them in one big line, it would go from Ireland to where in the world? Thank you.
Some really interesting facts there from Niamh at Gas Networks. Now, we'll be back to the results of the poll to see if you guessed it right. We'll check that later. Remember to keep the comments coming in on social media because there's some great prizes up for grabs today. And of course, we'll check in with Nisha and Abby to see what you've been saying as well. But first, I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker, Gillian Keating. Gillian is one of the co-founders of iWish and an absolute powerhouse. I'll say no more. Over to you, Gillian.
Well, you have been through some crazy times these last 2 years. We all have. But we've learned some important stuff about ourselves along the way, like the fact that you can withstand some of life's toughest experiences, and that whether you realize it or not, you have shaped the technologies of the future. With the dawn of COVID, you faced down the threat of isolation. You found virtual gathering apps, hosted online events, went to Zoom parties, and attended VR chat rooms. In short, you found new ways to relate to each other. You created new entertainment opportunities and explored and conquered a new way of learning. Under your watch, social interaction triumphed over isolation. And all facilitated by technology. VR Chat was one of those online places where you could go to forget about the world, relax with friends, and maybe even find love. Joe Hunting's film, We Met in Virtual Reality, illustrates the experience in a pretty cool way.
But I want you to know, even if you can't see your real life family, you have a family here, okay?
One of the key voices we follow in the film is Jenny, an American Sign Language teacher in the Helping Hands community.
We can come together and support each other through our community, whether it's Helping Hands or anything.
The film is not so interested in technology, but more so in the ways in which we find belonging, support, and community today.
Technology is all about innovation, creating and developing ways to improve people's lives. And I get a sense that we are at the cusp of something truly disruptive. A new way of living and sharing life experiences. The metaverse. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's the place that will allow us to express ourselves in a whole new way. We will, for the first time, feel physically present in a virtual space. And perhaps feel sufficiently empowered to right some of the wrongs we see all around us.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space?
Uh-huh.
Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa. I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
It will be a place where we will be able to seamlessly bring ourselves and all our stuff from fashion to art with us from platform to platform. We will be buying digital makeup and digital homes. Our physical and virtual worlds will start to blur. In just 4 years' time, a quarter of us will be spending at least an hour a day in the metaverse. But there's a problem. As Time magazine observed, the positive and negative effects of technology that we have seen over the last few years were born out of decisions made by a few guys in Silicon Valley, California. The internet was supposed to be decentralized, yet today, arguably, it's owned by 4 white men. There is a pushback now to bring the ownership of this next stage of the internet into the hands of a more diverse group, and you can be a part of this. They dream of an open metaverse in which online spaces are owned collectively, in which every person owns their data and can reap the profit of their online creations without corporate middlemen. If you are going to live in a hybrid physical virtual world, you should decide whether you will work for it or make it work for you and those that need you to deliver change. You see, technology is a language. If you don't speak it, you will be silenced. If you are not part of it, you will have no say in how it affects your life in the future. Now is your time to influence what the next stage of this hybrid world will look like, who will control it, and how you can make it work for good. Women like you need to be a part of a conversation that is considering how technology, through this world or a virtual one, can deliver solutions to real-world problems, like climate change. Women are the shock absorbers of climate change. Climate change impacts women disproportionately. Climate change hits their livelihoods, food security, and education. Yet the decisions about how to tackle it have been made mainly by men. Remember, we cannot simply buy a new planet on Metaverse. The question posed then is, in the face of undeniable climate risks, will tech leaders, billionaires, politicians, you and I, take the steps needed to avoid the worst? Or will we simply succumb to the allure of an illusion being sold to us that there is an alternative reality where our problems simply don't exist? I believe every girl can do better than that. As you consider your answer, recall the words of a great American writer, Joan Didion. I'm not telling you to make the world better, because I don't think progress is necessarily part of the package. I am just telling you to live in it, not just to endure it, not just to suffer it, not just to pass through it, but to live in it, to look at it, to try to get the picture, to live recklessly, to take chances, to make your own work and take pride in it, to seize the moment.
Seize the moment indeed. I've no doubt you're inspired by Gillian. And if you were, please do send in your comments. Remember to use the hashtag IWish22 to be in with a chance of winning some incredible prizes. Now, let's reveal the results of the Gas Network's poll. Niamh asked you, the pipelines that make up the gas network, if all laid out in a straight line, can stretch from Ireland to where in the world? You knew the answer, right? It was Perth, Australia. Very good. Now, Deloitte are an IWish Platinum partner, and they're giving students a fantastic opportunity. Teachers, you're going to get busy here now, because Deloitte are giving away 50 places across the day for the Deloitte TY internship programme. And if your students would like to win this fantastic opportunity, you can fill out the short application form over on the IWish app. Now, this next session is going to be really interesting. We're so lucky to have two fantastic women from Johnson & Johnson, Leisha Daly and Nuria Morena Bax. Both women are strong advocates for diversity, equality and inclusion. So over to you, Leisha and Nuria.
Hi, I'm delighted to be here. I'm Leisha Daly from Johnson & Johnson. And Johnson & Johnson has over 5,000 employees in Ireland, and we're here operating in Ireland since 1935. We have manufacturing, research and development and commercial operations, and our products include consumer products, medical devices, medicines and contact lenses. Now let me turn to my career and what journey I have been on. I suppose I was influenced from a very early stage by parents with a great interest in nature and in science. and also an early teacher that gave me a great curiosity in science. And this led me to studying science in IT Carlow and in Kevin Street. And following that, I began working as a research scientist in Trinity College, and there met a fantastic professor who encouraged me to stay studying, and there I completed a PhD in clinical medicine. And that really has stood to me and helped me in my career to date. From there, I moved from research into the pharmaceutical industry and worked in many roles across a couple of companies, leading to the final role I had in Janssen, the pharmaceutical division of J&J, as managing director here in Ireland. And then I moved into a government affairs role, a European government affairs role. And this is a very different role, and you might think it mightn't be something that requires a science background, but certainly that my science background has really stood to me when I've been working on our COVID vaccine for the past 2 years. And if you move on to the next slide, please, you can see that we're also very much associated with environmental sustainability in Johnson & Johnson, and that's a real passion of mine. And one of our major targets at the moment is to ensure that by 2025, 100% of the electricity that we use across all of our operations worldwide comes from renewable sources like wind and solar. And our Irish operations have already reached that target. And in my role as head of government affairs, I had the pleasure last October of welcoming our Taoiseach to our Dupuy Synthes site in Cork to celebrate this announcement that our sites are 100% powered by 2 Irish wind farms. So in conclusion, what I want to say to you is that when I was at your stage, I absolutely had no idea of what I wanted to work at. But what I did know was what I wanted to learn more about, and that was about nature and about science. Science has brought me on a wonderful adventure right across the world, across so many different topics. And I would advise you to think about what fascinates you and what you want to know more about. And if you do that, the jobs will come later. That's certainly something I have learned along the way. There are endless possibilities in science, so don't limit yourself, and most importantly, have fun along the way. And now I'd like to thank you first of all, but then to hand you over to my colleague Nuria, who's going to talk to us about her journey.
Hi everyone, my name is Nuria Moreno and I'm the Sustainability Program Lead at Johnson & Johnson Vision Care in Limerick. I know that most of you are thinking about what to do when you leave school, and I know that it's a challenging time. When I look back, there's definitely people that inspire me to pursue an interest in STEM. My mother, for example, was a maths teacher who introduced me to the fun behind puzzles, solving problems, tweaking things. And my father was a biology teacher that showed me how amazing nature is. But same as Licia, when I was your age, the reality is that I didn't know what to do yet. Not just that. In my experience, I would hear people or have the impression that everybody around me had everything figured out. And I thought that there was something wrong with me. If you know what you want to do already, that's amazing. But if you're like me, here's the secret. You are not alone. And there's definitely nothing wrong with you. Most of us have been there. And actually, there are advantages to not being sure yet. I found it allowed me to be flexible and keep an open mind. So you can see, while I was studying chemical engineering, I explored different fields through internships. So I tried working in a lab, I did engineering in a startup, and doing research in a multinational, and took learnings from every single experience. My first job was then in Sabic in Spain, where I work as a process engineer. And while I enjoyed my time there, my biggest learning was that I wanted to work for a company that shared my core values, and that the petrochemical industry was maybe not the best fit. So I moved to Ireland and I started working for Johnson & Johnson. In my 5 years here, I've had the opportunity to develop professionally while keeping true to myself. Today, I'm the Sustainability Program Lead, which is a role that I didn't even know that existed when I decided to become an engineer. And guess what? Now it allows me to problem solve while taking care of the environment. If you can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. In this role, you can see the main thing of my role is that I work with different parts of the business, trying to find more sustainable solutions to our traditional processes. An example is the power purchase agreement that Leisha mentioned before. In terms of what I actually physically do in my day-to-day, it involves a mix of meetings to explore the solutions, but also managing projects, performing trials. And aside from that technical side of my job, I also promote diversity and inclusion in the workplace. And I do this by leading the employee resource group for the LGBT community and also serving as a mental health first aider. So look, STEM opened a huge range of opportunities for me, and I'm sure that it would do the same for you. The most important piece of advice that I would give you is to stay curious and ready to try new things. Only you are going to know what you like and you don't like. And if you're not sure yet, consider choosing a STEM career. Looking back, I know that it was the right thing for me to do, and it prepared me and gave me the flexibility to navigate different experiences and discover my own path. Anyway, hope any of this resonated with you and wish you the best luck in the future. Enjoy the rest of the event and keep safe.
I'm sure plenty of that resonated with our viewers today. Thank you so much to Alicia and Nuria. Now remember, our hashtag for the day is IWish22. Leave us your comments because there are some amazing prizes up for grabs. Now, encouraging all of you to consider entrepreneurship as a career has always been a central part of IWish. And who better to learn about that entrepreneurial journey from than John Collison, president of Stripe.
Hey IWish, I'm John Collison, I'm the president and co-founder of Stripe, and I just want to say thanks a million for inviting me to be part of your event this year. We're all here because we have a shared goal to help motivate and inspire more young women to pursue careers in STEM. That's something that's very important to me and very important to Stripe.
What is Stripe?
Stripe is a company that builds payments infrastructure. So oftentimes, probably when you go to buy something online, it'll be Stripe behind the scenes making the whole thing work. So we make software to make it easy for internet businesses to accept payments from their customers all around the world and to manage their business online. So we employ 7,000 people around the world, including 500 right here in Ireland, and we're lucky enough to be helping millions of online businesses to grow. I grew up in a village called Drumineer, just outside of Neenah in County Tipperary. I have two brothers, Patrick and Tommy. I'm the long-suffering middle child.
Worst thing about being the middle child?
All the hand-me-downs. And then after primary school in Neenah, we went to secondary school in Castletroy, just outside of Limerick.
Limerick versus Tip.
Can't say. They're both great. And then both my parents are, they trained as scientists. My mum trained as a microbiologist and my dad as an electrical engineer. And so we're kind of always interested in, science and engineering things growing up. Our dad would be taking us out at night if there was like an interesting comet to be spotted that we had to wait up for. In addition to kind of the science background, both of our parents ran businesses. At various stages. And so, I think it's the kind of thing where you don't realize maybe it's an influence at the time, but, when we were kids, we would play at running a business, when other people would be playing at, being firemen or being astronauts or something. We had a little kind of toy business that we were playing just as, as kids in the garden. And so, maybe it infused more deeply than we might realize.
How old is Stripe?
My brother Patrick and I, we started Stripe back in 2009. We actually wrote the first lines of Stripe's code in cafes in Argentina, believe it or not.
How old are you?
I'm old, I'm 31, which, probably feels truly ancient to everyone watching. But I still get excited. I'm still jumping out of bed in the morning because, learning how to code and kind of getting access to the internet opened up a whole world of opportunity for me. And I still love solving problems and getting into the thick of all this stuff. And that's what I get excited by, the fact that many, many more people out there, still have the opportunity to do this. And that's why as well, I'm delighted for the new Stripe program with IWish. These are combining a bunch of the things that I really enjoy, coding and entrepreneurship, and I hope many of you getting involved will want to experiment and develop your business ideas, and hopefully we'll see the next Stripe come out of this.
Who should learn to code?
If you enjoy maths and if you enjoy problem solving and if you think this is the kind of thing that you would be into, you should really check out software engineering as, what you go to study, in that I think many people don't realize how good they would be at it and, how fun they would find it until they have a crack at it. And you should in particular check out the new immersive software engineering program, which is launching in UL this year. It's the very first year that it happens, and they already have 50 companies like Stripe partnered up with them as kind of placements for the course. But really would encourage you, if you're into maths, if you're into problem solving, that kind of thing, to take a dabble on the coding side.
Was Stripe your first company?
No, it's a long, complex history, but basically we previously had a company called Shoppa, that was going to be an online marketplace, and then it ended up pivoting to be kind of more software tools, all very complex and kind of boring. But the best thing to come out of it was that when we were running this previous startup, we said, God, really hard to accept payments. Why is it so painful, to move money online? And so basically the previous startup that we had, Shoppa, gave us the idea for Stripe because we saw how broken payments was on the internet.
Cobble to Edukoni Anish.
Tommy Mahoney in Erin, August, California.
Any advice for the I Wish generation?
I really hope people just take the plunge, that no one's going to give you permission to do this. No one's going to tell you, that you're ready. But if you kind of follow what you're interested in, and if you follow your hunch, it can often lead to pretty interesting places. It did for me, at least.
Thank you so much. That's unbelievable. A brand new Stripe I Wish entrepreneurship, there you go, sometimes that word just gets me, program. It does sound amazing. Now remember to visit the iWish app to register your interest if your school would like to be involved. Now details are available on the iWish website and on the iWish app as well. But first we're going to check in with Nisha and Abby over in our social media hub. What's happening, ladies?
Some amazing comments are coming in, and let's see what some people are saying. So Leah Power said, "Hi, I'm from Sacred Heart Secondary School in Clonakilty. My friend Mia and I think this is a great talk and that more women in STEM are needed, and we would love if you could give our school a shout out for STEM subjects and great teachers. Thank you." That's a good one.
Yeah.
Isha, is there any ones that struck out to you?
Yeah, there's one here from Joe who says, "So inspired. Future in STEM, here I come. Hashtag IWish22. That is amazing. Thanks so much, Joe. I think we've got a couple here on the wall, Abby. Yeah. What do you think?
Olivia said, "Can I get Caroline's speech on a t-shirt? It's so inspiring. Hashtag IWish22. That's really
that
good.
is. I kind of want that on a t-shirt myself as well. So we've seen another here from Eve that says, "I've seen so many conferences in school before, but none like this. It has really had an impact on me, feeling inspired to pursue new career opportunities." So that's amazing. Thank you so much. And Abby, do we have some prizes to give away?
Let's give away a survey winner prize. So the winner of the Fitbit is Violetta from St. Joseph Secondary School in Mayo.
Yeah, well, congrats, Violetta. And check out all the stuff in this Colgate goodie bag, which is pretty amazing. Congratulations to Becky Casey from Presentation School in Waterford. So everyone, just make sure you keep sending in your comments and use the hashtag IWish22. And we are giving away some other prizes, such as an Irish women's rugby shirt sponsored by Vodafone later on in the session as well.
Thank you so much, ladies. Now, remember to complete that survey, which you can find on the iWish app on the main menu tab. And you never know, you might win a great prize. You have to complete the survey, though, to be in with the chance of winning the prize. And it only takes about 4 or 5 minutes. So lads, if you want to win the Beats headphones or a Fitbit or the Colgate goodie bag, you know what you have to do. Complete the survey. Okay, now, check out this short video from UCC, which shows the world-class courses they have to offer across a wide range of STEM subjects.
Do you want to know how the world works? Do you want to discover solutions to global problems? Do you want to shape the future? Yes, a career in STEM is for you. Science, technology, engineering and mathematics, known as STEM, affect every part of our lives and every living thing on Earth. University College Cork offers world-class undergraduate and postgraduate courses across a range of STEM subjects. We are scientists, we are engineers, we are mathematicians. Our degree programmes and our research use new technologies and hands-on solutions to help us become a more sustainable society, to live healthier lives, and to protect the planet. Our award-winning university is ranked in the top 2% in the world. Our beautiful campus, home to approximately 23,000 students, is only a 10-minute walk from the heart of Cork City. Whether you work on computers, in a laboratory or outdoors, a UCC STEM degree will give you the tools to shape how we live now and into the future, and will lead to some of the most exciting and rewarding careers on the planet. So, take the first step in your journey towards an exciting future. Visit www.ucc.ie/STEM.
And also, and so importantly, it's Cork. I would say that though. Thank you to UCC for sharing that with us. Now, our next speaker and trailblazer is business intelligence analyst Imelda Fitzgerald from Stryker. Imelda is going to tell us about how the people at Stryker are helping to improve people's lives. So let's hear from her.
Hi everyone, my name is Imelda Fitzgerald and I'm a business intelligence analyst for Stryker. So, just a little bit about me. I'm originally from County Laois, but I've been living in Cork for over 5 years now, and I love it here. In my downtime, I love going for walks with my boyfriend Ian, going on trips and going out for food with my friends and family. So, before I get into more detail, here's just a brief overview of my journey so far. I went to secondary school in Clonaslee College, and after school I went to University of Limerick to study English and New Media. However, I decided to leave as this course just wasn't for me. I took a year out and worked full-time in a local pharmacy. I loved working there. I worked as a sales assistant, helping out on the pharmacy side and also selling cosmetics. This led me to take a level 5 in beauty sales. It was a mixture of beauty and business modules, and I loved the digital marketing module. I looked more into what marketing was all about. I could see that marketing was such a broad, diverse subject with lots of different avenues that you can go down. I went to a talk in Cork College of Commerce from the department head of marketing in MTU, and from then I knew I wanted to get a degree in marketing. This led me to completing my level 6 in marketing and event management in Cork College of Commerce. After completing this course, I was able to gain advanced entry into second year of the Bachelor of Business and Marketing in Munster Technological University. Since leaving there, I've started my current role as a business intelligence analyst for Stryker. So, as I mentioned previously, I completed a level 5 in beauty sales consulting. I thoroughly enjoyed the beauty side to this, but I was really intrigued by the business element. During this time, I decided I wanted to get some luxury sales experience, so I applied for a part-time sales consultant job with La Mer in Brown Thomas. And after a year, I worked as a makeup artist and sales consultant for NARS. I loved these jobs. I even got to go to the headquarters for each brand in London for training. And during these trips, there would be discussions with marketing and sales. I loved it, and it further encouraged me to go for my marketing degree. Which leads me to my marketing journey. During my level 6 in Cork College of Commerce and my marketing degree in MTU, I had the opportunity to work with lots of charities and brands such as Pieta House, Gym Plus Coffee, the Credit Union, and lots more. I also worked as a freelance marketing consultant in a gluten-free bakery during my final year of college. I loved how much variety there was in the course and in the modules themselves. In both courses, I had the opportunity to study supply chain and project management, and these were areas I realised I also really enjoyed. So this brings me on to the fantastic company that I now work for, Stryker. Stryker is one of the world's leading medical technology companies, and together with our customers, we're driven to make healthcare better. Stryker offers a wide range of innovative products and services in spine, medical and surgical, orthopedics and neurotechnology, helping to improve patient and hospital outcomes. But my journey with Stryker didn't begin with the role I'm in now. I was fortunate enough to complete my work placement in my third year at MTU, working as a branding and supply chain intern for Stryker's Integrated Planning and Inventory Management Centre of Excellence team for 8 months. I thoroughly enjoyed my placement with Stryker. I was involved in creating content for the team's internal social channel, assisting in a learning programme campaign, and creating an online booklet, and rebranding a team's website and lots more. Although my in-office experience was cut short due to the pandemic, I got involved in the Stryker Women's Network International Women's Day event. I enjoyed working for Stryker so much that I applied for a job straight after college, which is where I am now, a business intelligence analyst. I love my current role, and I get to explore my interests in programme and project management, creating content such as handbooks and guidance documents that will lead to the continuous improvement and innovations for the business. I'm also involved in coordinating project management training events, and I get to research new learning avenues for our project managers, ensuring that they get the best training and support possible. So thank you for listening to my journey so far. I'd like to leave you with this. Just because my path is different doesn't mean I'm lost. My advice to you is, it's okay to take the road less travelled, and your journey is unique to you. The world of STEM is constantly growing. And if you have an interest in business, IT, project management, supply chain, STEM companies need you to help them on their journey to greater innovation. Thank you all so much for listening, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much for that, Imelda. And I know later today, Stryker are going to be doing a live demo from their plant, which will be cool. But don't worry if you miss it, because next week we're going to be sharing all the sessions with your teachers. So you're going to get a chance to see all of the other sessions and speakers. Right now, though, let's check out what a day in the life of a girl working at Dornan looks like.
I'm Kessia. I'm a mechanical engineer currently working for Dornan Engineering. I'm currently working on the UCLE Marshgate project, which when completed will be home to thousands of students. Dornan Engineering are currently carrying out all the floor services, so for example stuff like ventilation, domestic water services, lighting, Wi-Fi. When I first come in, so I get my emails and I like to see what's on the agenda for the day to see if I've got any meetings. And then I get my boots on, I get out on site and do a safety walk and just carry out BBS. BBS is behavioural based safety, which is a safety form which allows me to interact with the guys on the site and just let them know any unsafe or safe acts. Just gives me a chance to have that interaction with them in the morning. Another thing that typically is just client meetings. So you discuss with, obviously our client is UCL and the architects, just to make sure that everything's being installed to how they want it to be installed visually. I'd also have meetings with subcontractors. So obviously just checking their progress, making sure the design is in line with the project specification requirement. Things that we're currently doing at the moment is a lot of quality inspections, because we have had a lot of works being installed. So that would include me walking around site with a checklist and just making sure all the equipment and works has been complied with as per the project specification. So when we find that we don't get an installation to the standard that we require, you'd snag it. Snagging is highlighting the defects in the installation. You'd go around with a tablet and just kind of pinpoint where the problems has occurred. That gets sent to subcontractors. And once that's fixed, go back out on site, walk the site, make sure it is done as per the email. A big thing on this job is coordination, because you've got so many services interacting with each other. So luckily we've got a 3D model, which is basically a simulation of the building, and it allows you to input your design and others to input their design, and you just kind of work around each other. I reference the model and reference what's actually being installed, and sometimes you can find that there's clashings of services. It's then that you go, obviously you highlight that's an issue and then get it corrected. The one thing that I really like about working on this site is the view. So from level 10, you're able to see a good view of London. So you've got Canary Wharf, you can see this London City. So right next to us, you've got the big red slide and London Stadium right next door. It's nice to know that when I come back to East London, I've made an impact, so I can look and be like, yep, I worked on that building. I've kind of left a bit of myself here. So the reason why I chose engineering is because I was quite interested in maths and design, and then engineering is just like quite a nice mix and match of both of them. One thing that worried me was I thought construction might be male-dominated, but obviously once I got in here, I've noticed that there is a big push to kind of make it more diverse and make it more inclusive. If I have a word of advice for anyone that wants to join construction, I'd say just don't doubt yourself. Just put in a lot of effort, because it will pay off, and yeah, the only way is up.
Thank you so much. Back over now to the social media hub, and Nisha and Abby, what's happening?
Some fantastic comments are coming in, Sinead. Martha said, I remember when I went to I Wish convention in 6th class, and me and my friends were so excited and inspired by all the women, and promised we'd continue being passionate about STEM in secondary. And I'm really happy for that to be true. Hashtag I Wish 22. Do you have any comments, Nisha?
Yeah, so that's great to hear, Abby. We've got one here from Kate, who said, I didn't really understand how important coding was and how interesting it is to know how code works. Thanks to I Wish and Stripe for encouraging me to find out more about it. So that's absolutely amazing to hear. Abby, do you have any more that you liked?
Yeah.
This one here is quite good.
Oh, yeah. Well, this person here said, I've seen many conferences in school before, but none like this. It has really made an impact on me. And she's feeling inspired by Eve. That's really great. Is there anything else?
Yeah, there's amazing. There's one over here from Paula who said, I came from nothing, but in my mind I came from everything. Challenge your history. Powerful quote by Caroline O'Driscoll, and that is amazing to hear.
Yeah.
So, Abby, do we have any announcements about any winners or giveaways?
The winner of the Irish Women's Rugby shirt is Taylor Mulville in Presentation Secondary School, Listowel. Well done, Taylor, and thank you, Vodafone, for sponsoring that fantastic prize. Nisha, how about you? Do you have some giveaways?
I do indeed, Abby, and the winner of the Fitbit Versa 2 sponsored by Johnson & Johnson goes to Grace Scanlon from Colashawara in Ennis, so well done, Grace. And also the best comment goes to Roisin Talbot from Sacred Heart Secondary School in Drogheda, so well done, Roisin. An Amazon voucher gift is going your way.
Thanks, ladies. Time now, though, to hand the MC reins over to Alan O'Connell of Dell Technologies, who's going to host our next panel. Dell Technologies are a premium partner of iWish and have been on the iWish journey since the very beginning. The panel is going to give you a snapshot of what life at Dell is really like.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alan O'Connell, and along with my wonderful panellists today, we are delighted to be representing Dell Technologies. Dell Technologies has been part of iWish since the very beginning in 2015, and for us, we feel it's extremely important to continue this partnership as Dell is committed to achieving a diverse and inclusive workforce. By 2030, we have a goal of having 50% of its global workforce to be people who identify as female, so maybe some of you watching at home today will one day be part of this family. Today's panel event is centered around No Girl Gets Left Behind, and our panelists, Primrose, Rebecca and Manassa, are delighted to be here today to share their individual journeys and to speak about how they got into the STEM field. So let's get into it. Primrose, thank you so much for joining us today. Just a quick question really about how you got interested into STEM and IT.
Thank you so much, Alan. Super excited to be here. So from a very young age, I've always been passionate about technology. I wondered how can pressing a button makes a toy car move. I wondered how, pressing a button on a microwave heat up food. So my dad, may his soul rest in peace, a man who never went to school, but against all odds, he became a technician, electrician, a man who knew how to fix electrical appliance because he did not know how to read. So he would call me into his shop to read manuals for him. So I became curious because that gave me exposure to technology. So I became more and more curious, wanting to know what happens behind that button. So I came into Ireland in 2009. I have a degree in digital forensics and cybersecurity. I work as a cybersecurity analyst, and I'm currently studying software secure development.
Fantastic to hear. And I just love how it was that curiosity from a young age that really drove you to the STEM field where you are now. But from what I understand, you actually started off in talent acquisition in Dell and then transitioned over to cybersecurity where you are now. Could you even tell us a bit more about how this transition happened?
Yes, Alan. So I joined Dell through the STEM Aspire program. So it is a program that supports females who are studying STEM subjects. So subjects like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So I joined the talent acquisition as a talent acquisition specialist whilst I was still pursuing my degree in digital forensics and cybersecurity. So Dell being a tech company, when I was given the opportunity, I knew when the time is right, I will be doing a tech role. So I was privileged to be in a team that cared about my career growth, especially my manager. Doing my role in talent acquisition, when given an Excel file to work on, I was just still curious, and I ended up doing more than required for the job, but not necessary for the job. And this took me back to where it all started, in my father's shop. So the curiosity and the why question was never answered when I was when I was a talent acquisition specialist. So in one of my personal conversation with my manager, he mentioned that my technical ability stands out, that I had all his support in building my career and development towards these areas of my passion. When my manager said that, it just turned on, that button on the microwave. So that was the beginning of my career progression. So I began searching on the tech roles that we have in Dell, and I chose cybersecurity because my dad was the man fixing the problem. So I wanted to be the lady who prevents the problem.
Fantastic. And I love how it was your manager as well that recognized that ability and supported you in that transition. So it's brilliant to hear from that, Primrose. Thank you so much. Rebecca, I'll come to you next. Thank you for being here today. From what I understand, when you finished secondary school, you were sort of split between decisions, but ultimately ended up in Dell as UX designer. Could you just explain a bit more about your journey there?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Alan. I'm also delighted to be here today. So when I was doing my Leaving Cert, I was really torn between pursuing a degree in fine art and pursuing a degree in science. So I was really interested in physics and chemistry. Now I had wanted to be an artist my entire life, so I chose the degree in art. I went and did a degree in sculpture, at the end of which, I learned a lot about creativity and all of that kind of stuff. But by the end of it, I realized that, I was more of a team player. I was more of a creative problem solver. And the lifestyle of a sculptor wasn't necessarily what I saw myself doing. So what I did was I went back and I did a master's in design innovation, where I learned all of the skills that I use today in my role at Dell. So the master's allowed me to apply to the graduate program in Dell as a UX designer, and I've been here for 2 years. Unlike Primrose, I am not proficient in tech, I wasn't before I joined here. So it was something that was really fostered, in terms of my leadership, just allowing me to kind of learn those technical skills, but also use creativity in my day-to-day job.
Brilliant. And even for those watching at home today, it's nice to know that even the first decision you make leaving doesn't have to be the one you follow, and that there's always opportunities to go back and go down a career that you really truly want. So it's fantastic. Now, like yourself, I'm also not a very tech-savvy person. Now, you are a UX designer. Could you just explain a bit more about the insights and day-to-day activities of your position now?
Absolutely. So UX stands for user experience. And what that means is we're basically charting the experience of our customers on our digital platforms. So whether that's the Dell.com website or any of our digital experiences. So the easiest way to think about it is if you think of any app or digital interface that you interact with on a day-to-day, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, a UX designer or a team of UX designers have designed the entire experience for you. So in terms of how you get from, say, your Instagram feed to your direct messages on the app, and all of that great stuff. So that's more or less what I do, but on the Dell website. So I work right across from researching what our customer needs are, what part of the experiences maybe our customers are getting stuck on or could use some extra help with, and designing solutions to those user problems. So I work right across the board, and it's definitely a really interesting area to work in.
Fantastic. And even that love of creativity mixed with the training you were given kind of matches so well with the role you're in now. So it's fantastic to hear that. Now, last but most certainly not least, over to Manasa. Thank you for being here today. I believe you were in college in India and then actually travelled to Ireland to pursue a master's, and you've now ended up in Dell. Could you explain a bit more about kind of your journey there?
Thanks so much, Alan. I'm so thrilled to be here. I am Manasa, working as a technical support engineer in Dell currently. As you mentioned, Alan, I did computer science engineering in my bachelor's in India. I enjoyed doing my degree because I loved problem solving as a kid. So right after my bachelor's, I got my first job as a technical support engineer at Dell back in India. As a part of my job role, I used to interact with many people globally. We have global clients from all over the world. That is where I realized that I enjoyed interacting with people on a daily basis. So the STEM course, which I pursued in my bachelor's and the STEM job at Dell gave me a platform to travel abroad and pursue my master's here in Ireland. So pursued my master's through a Women Reboot program run by Dell. I'm here back with Dell doing what I love. interacting with people and solving their problems.
Fantastic. And even it gives you that platform to travel as well, sort of a STEM career, so it opens up so many opportunities. But again, you're a tech support engineer, and again, to reiterate, I'm not a techie person. Could you just explain a bit more sort of the day-to-day activities that you get up to in your role?
Sure, yeah. Every day it's different with different scenarios. We work with many different companies that own our Dell technology. We work with wide variety of clients who are into travel, hospitality industry, e-commerce, airlines, media marketing, banking, education sectors, and the list is big and it goes on. So yeah, if someone have problems with our Dell hardware, I'm the person who helped fix the issue. And the relatable terms, if I can say, in your school or in the university, if you're not able to swipe your ID card to borrow your favorite book from your library because of some system issues or so, I'm the person behind the scenes who will be fixing the issue.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Your stories are all so inspiring. And it's clear from listening there that it's the curiosity, the love of problem solving and creativity are common themes across the board. And it's those skills that actually match up so well in the STEM industry and can open up so many doors and opportunities. So just before we finish up, I'd like to announce the winners of our I Wish the World is Ours competition, sponsored by Dell Technologies. We have 3 laptops up for grabs, and those 3 winners are Ella Coleman in Regina Mundi College in Cork, Charlize Stebbing in Crescent College Comprehensive in Limerick, and last but not least, Shauna O'Keefe in Castle Island Community College, Kerry.
Thanks there to Dell Technologies for that really interesting conversation. And congratulations to the 3 girls who won the Dell competition. Dell have sponsored 3 laptops, so they're going to be coming your way very shortly. Now I'm joined by 3 young women from AWS who'll each give us some fast facts about themselves and their journeys. Each have a minute and a half on the clock. So let's hear from Aurora Wang, a software development engineer at Amazon, Clodagh Brady, an operations manager at Amazon Web Services, and finally, Melania Fedeli, Senior Applied Scientist at AWS.
Thank you, Sinead. Hi all, I'm Aurora Wang. I'm from Brazil and I work as a software engineer at Amazon. I have a bachelor degree in computer engineering, for which I did part in Brazil and part in Australia. And now I live and work in Ireland. It has been my pleasure to study and work with IT all around the world. When choosing what I wanted to study in uni, I considered marine biology, psychology, aerospace engineer, and almost started a major in geology. And then I went to a career fair, coded my first program, and fell in love with IT. My love for IT has also to do with the fact that my work involves automating things, so I don't have to do the same manual job twice. Also, you can work with IT in all sorts of cool industries I've studied games, I work with smart devices, did research in brain cancer detection, and now I build tools for HR management of millions of Amazonian employees. Although I have a lot of fun coding, this is only a fraction of what a software engineer does. We do a lot of planning, designing, testing, managing infrastructure. The work involves creativity as well. My favorite part is actually brainstorming with my colleagues and getting to see different points of view. Diversity is key in building great software. I've seen firsthand the impact of having people with different backgrounds and experiences collaborating to build truly excellent and innovative solutions. And IT does come with some privileges, like being able to work all around the world. I get to work with people based on several countries on a daily basis, which leads to a fun exchange of knowledge and culture. Overall, the IT communities can be very welcoming, and being part of them has personally helped me and my career a lot. That's why I seek to do things like this, as I wish to pay forward all the joy and support I've received. Thank you all.
Hi everyone, I'm Melania. I'm a Senior Applied Scientist at AWS Networking. And in those 2 minutes, I'll tell you a little bit about my journey and what brought me here. So in secondary school, I liked pretty much all of the subjects. And then I ended up picking computer science and electronics at university because my uncle used to work in automation for chocolate factories. And when he brought home the chocolates, he would also come home with lots of stories about how well these factories worked. And I really wanted to understand a little bit more about how and why the magic worked. I ended up really liking university, electronics, computer science, and automation. And the thing I liked the most at university was the connection between the theoretical work and the project work. My first job was as a consultant, a data analytics consultant in a large corporation, and I was inspired by one of the senior consultants who gave us a talk and told us that the job of a consultant is to solve customer problems. That really, when she said that really resonated with me. As simple as it is, I was really motivated by the fact that my competencies could be used to model a problem and to solve it on behalf of the customer, and that could bring about benefits to the customers. Since then, I held multiple roles in various companies, industries, as a manager, as an individual contributor. And I think one of the best perks of working in data analytics is that you can span multiple industries. So I've worked in telecommunication, retail, fashion, manufacturing, online advertising, and here I am now in AWS networking, working on anomaly detection projects to identify anomalies in our network and solve them before they can cause any customer impact. So this is a mix between research science and software development, and it's really ever evolving and never boring. To get to this job, I actually had to study extra, and I got a degree in maths and a master's in data analytics while I was working full-time. So a couple of tips for you is, well, one, always learn and be curious. And the second one is bring your passion to your work all the time. Hope you enjoyed it and you enjoyed the rest of the event. Bye.
Hi, everyone. My name is Clodagh Brady. I'm an operations manager in premium support in AWS. With a love of maths and physics, I studied computer and communications engineering in TUD Kevin Street. When I was young and even in college, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I knew I always wanted to be motivated by enjoying my job rather than money, and I think I have achieved that so far. I started at AWS in the graduate program and worked my way through the ranks as a cloud support engineer. And through the years, I found I was really drawn to more the leadership management side of things, and I worked really hard with some fantastic mentors to achieve that dream. I feel like there's no real description of my day-to-day role as a manager. I'm a manager for a group of very talented engineers in my team, but I also take part in different roles in the greater AWS. So I'm a bar raiser, which means I appear on interviewing panels for a lot of different teams and a lot of different types of teams. I deliver a lot of trainings within premium support. I work on initiatives to improve our quality with the care for our customers. And I do a lot of public speaking at universities, basically anything where I can hear myself speak. My favorite part of the job is working with others to help them achieve their goals. You'd be surprised how often someone just needs a little cheerleader in their corner so that they can achieve great things. Through my work, I attended a technical conference hosted in Chicago called CheckConf in 2018. And I somehow managed to sneak 2 robot toys on stage during the keynote speech, which was a proud moment. But the thing I'm most proud of in my work is our graduate program over the last 6 years. I went from being that terrified graduate who didn't belong to helping direct the new generation of engineers to achieve their best work. And the last thing to know about me, if you ever work with me, I can always be bribed with chocolate. Thank you very much.
Oh, ladies, thank you very much. Aurora, Clodagh and Melania really are blazing their own trail through STEM at AWS. So thanks so much again. Now, we're going to go back to Nisha and Abby at the Social Media Hub.
Some great giveaways, unbelievable comments coming in. Sorry about that. Rihanna said she loves watching this and it's encouraging her as a female to join STEM. And she's watching this from Inishmain, Kalash, Sinead Owen. So don't forget to use the hashtag IWish22 to get a shout out for your school. Nisha, is there any comments?
Yeah, I think we've got like loads here on the wall. We can see one here from Kate that says, I didn't understand how important coding was and how interesting it is to see how code works. And that's amazing to hear. So hopefully that this is an educational session for everybody. Yeah.
And we also have a giveaway winner to announce. So the winner of the PepsiCo goodie bag is CD Sinnott from Loretto Secondary School, Wexford. Nisha, what about that voucher? Do you have a winner?
Yeah, I do, Abby, and unfortunately it's not me or you, but the winner of the €100 One for All voucher sponsored by Johnson & Johnson is Suzanne Kilreevy from RD Community School in Louth. So well done, Suzanne. Everyone keep those comments coming in. Remember to use the hashtag IWish22 and remember to keep filling out those surveys. Remember, if you're not in, you can't win.
Exactly. Thank you so much, girls. We'll be back to them shortly. And as the girls said, keep filling in the surveys. But if you don't complete the survey, you're still not in to win. So do that. Okay. IWish22 is the hashtag. Keep getting involved in that as well. But now it's over to Nathaniel Ahive from Eli Lilly and Company.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Ahive and I am a Senior Director of Quality at a major pharmaceutical company here in Cork. So a few facts about my company. It's Eli Lilly and we're situated just outside Kinsale in County Cork. We have 1,000 Lilly employees and we manufacture medicine. So what type of medicine do we manufacture? We make medicine to treat lots of different illnesses and conditions such as cancer, diabetes, ADHD and schizophrenia. Our medicines treat tens of millions of people all over the world, which is really, really exciting. We have lots of different manufacturing platforms here, and I'm just going to talk to you about how I got here. So what did I study? I studied chemistry and biology in Leaving Cert in school, and from there I went on to study analytical chemistry in college. And while I didn't really know how it would get to where I am now, I did know that there was a strong presence of pharmaceutical manufacturing in Ireland, and I also knew that I really wanted to help people. And that's why I pursued a career in the pharmaceutical industry. I started here 23 years ago, which has absolutely flown, and I started as a QC analyst in the lab, testing material to make sure that it met the quality standards that were fit for patients. From there, I went on to different roles in manufacturing and eventually went into quality assurance in 2013. So, in over 8 years now in quality assurance. My team are made up of science and engineering graduates. And really our role is to ensure that all material that is dispositioned and released from the site here at Kinsale meets regulatory compliance commitments. And that's really, really important role. We also get involved in technical troubleshooting for investigations in the plant to really understand if there's any impact on product quality before we release it to our patients. I thoroughly enjoy my role. I work with really fantastic people. No 2 days are the same. And the best part about it is that the job itself is knowing how we positively impact on so many people's lives around the world by providing them with life-changing medicine. And so that's a little bit about me. And now I'm going to ask you to pick up your phones and submit your response to the following question. Are there more or less women working in science and technical roles at my company at Eli Lilly Kinsale in Cork? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathaniel. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker, Anna Hill, CEO of River Cycleway. River Cycleway is an award-winning design innovation company pursuing the positive disruption of urban transport across Europe. Anna is a bold thought leader, innovator and creative strategist. Prepare to be blown away by the inspirational Anna Hill.
Hi, I'm Anna Hill, and I'm the founder of River Cycleway Europe, a clean tech company providing carbon-free transport and clean energy infrastructure solutions. It's fantastic to be with you today to share a few insights into my journey as an entrepreneur and what motivated me to establish a company. Here I am on my bike in the 70s with my cycling buddy, and you can see how few cars there were on the city streets back then. And here's my mum and brother on a protest she organised to improve air quality and pedestrian safety and public transport. When I was 16, I was very privileged to meet the poet and civil rights activist, Maya Angelou. And from her, I learned that all great achievements take time. and to be open to learning from the people around you. Know how powerful you are and be kind to yourself and be kind to others. When we see images like this one of the Earth from space, there are no boundaries between us, just one fragile and beautiful blue planet. Now we have our final chance to make a positive impact and to preserve the extraordinary diversity of life on Earth. Working at the Irish Museum of Modern Art, I won a contract to work with the European Space Agency. I worked with astronauts and space scientists on innovations to promote healthy communities. The mission included listening to the wisdom of Indigenous people and diverse communities around the world, as well as using science-based health and satellite data. Our company embraces the importance of creativity, engineering, community engagement, and citizen science. We join forces with city stakeholders and local communities via engagement workshops to solve problems creatively and to co-design solutions together. More than half the world's population live in cities, and 90% of the urban areas are on coastlines at high risk of sea level rise and flooding caused by climate change. Our company tackles global issues attending to public and environmental health, pedestrian and cycling safety, traffic congestion, air pollution, and flood relief. We integrate a wide range of technologies into our cycling infrastructure. For example, smart sensors and renewable energy generation innovations and ethical AI. Our modular design means that our offering can adapt to circular cities affected by rising sea levels and heavy traffic congestion. So our next step is to produce a working city pilot, and here's a video to show you a sense of how exciting it will be, thanks to the Soleus Group. Climate change and social justice are interlinked. And in Greta Thunberg's words, we cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. Climate action is a collective movement and it's growing. So it's not surprising that young women are rising to the challenge. Human relationships and our connections with others are the most valuable gifts we have in life. So spend time with your friends and people who support and inspire you. Enjoy collaborating and push your comfort zones. Make a habit of taking calculated risks. When you make mistakes, that's only human, learn from them, grow and move on. Enjoy sport and time outdoors in nature. The resilience and the communication skills that you develop practicing what you enjoy will transfer to all other areas of your life and your work. At Rivercycleway, we co-design creative solutions that feminize technology and address planetary problems with an inclusive culture that allows everyone to thrive. I was attracted to clean tech and to working with science-based data because of a desire to do something meaningful that has a transformational impact on human and planetary health. Tackling planetary problems requires a wide range of skill sets and talents to generate inclusive solutions. And today we require climate action more urgently than ever. Statistics prove that women-run businesses and diverse teams working together produce better results environmentally, socially, and economically. We're currently building partnerships and we welcome contributions to our mission. Clean technology has many exciting opportunities for you within it. So whatever you're passionate about, get good at it, contribute and make a difference. It's your future to own. Thank you for listening.
Thanks a million for everything, Anna. If you were inspired, why not let us know? Send us your comments on social media. Use the hashtag IWish22. Now let's have a look at this piece from Google. Just think, what are the things we Google every day? You know, all the silly things. Of all of them, I bet you never Google I'm amazing because. We'll have a look at this.
We've grown a lot in 15 years. We've grown a diverse and international environment
that nurtures talent and launches careers.
In fact, we're host to more than 75 nationalities,
speaking 70 languages.
We've grown the trust of a few friends, more than a few.
We've added more than 2 million customer accounts.
Is that one every 4 minutes?
We've grown a hunger for innovation,
figuring out bold new ways
to help our customers.
And we've grown as Googlers.
William applies machine learning techniques to find new ways to keep our customers happy.
Sasha is helping make AI smarter and more human-like, so he can take care of tasks over the phone.
This is Duplex calling from Dublin.
We have teams connecting advertisers with Googlers who can solve their problems faster.
And others that are making sure everyone in the world can have an address.
Anya is one of the founders of Afro Google in Dublin.
Hi guys, I'm the lead for the Afro Google network.
Noelia has grown a love for triathlons.
Kate has grown an obsession for dance.
We've grown the space a little too.
In fact, we've grown so fast we're knocking through the living room.
We've grown with Ireland,
contributing to computer science in education,
growing jobs and growing closer to our neighbours.
Our love for the place has grown.
Agus haar aon níala tá éis fás níos láidir le chéile.
Google Ireland,
the same values,
different cultures,
coming together to make an impact
far beyond our Irish shores.
It's been the vibrant hub of EMEA for 15 years
and a proud second home to a generation of Googlers.
But for all this,
we're just getting started.
Now, remember to keep your comments flowing in throughout the day if you're inspired by any of our speakers. It's hashtag IWish22. Now we're going to head over to Abby and Nisha, who are in charge of all things social media. They're going to tell us what's going on.
We have incredible comments coming in. Molly said she's loving the talk and it's so educational and motivational. And can you give a shout out to Sligo Grammar School? So shout out to Sligo Grammar School. Nisha, is there any comments you like?
Yes, so we've got a couple here where we can see Rihanna has said, love watching this, encouraging me as a female to join STEM. So that's wonderful to hear. Thanks so much, Rihanna.
And we also have another Colgate goodie bag, and it's going to Lucia Riemann in Institute of Education. Nisha, have you those results from Nathania's poll?
Yeah, so the question was, are there more or less females than males in science and technical roles at Eli Lilly's manufacturing site in Kinsale? Abby, what do you think the answer is?
I actually don't know, to be honest, but the answer is actually more females, in fact. 55%. Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's unreal, yes.
Yeah. Well done, Eli Lilly. That's really good.
It is indeed. Do you have any more prizes, though?
Yes. Congratulations to Shirley Liu from Castletroy College, Limerick.
Congratulations to them. Now, our final speaker of the day needs no introduction, really. It's IWish co-founder Caroline O'Driscoll. She's just incredible. Listen up. Here's Caroline.
Jobs are changing, and they are changing at a remarkable rate, and all because of STEM. Today you can be a sustainability manager, a podcast producer, a drone operator, a cryptocurrency analyst, and on social media, get this, you can be a chief listening officer, jobs that did not exist 10 years ago. Imagine what the next 10 years will bring for you, but only if you choose to participate. You see, less than 25% of the STEM workforce is female, and COVID-19 has made the STEM poverty gap worse for women. Chances are you won't get to do any of those cool jobs if nothing changes in society. 39% of the global workforce is made up of women, but women accounted for 54% of COVID job losses. Because of COVID, another generation of you will have to wait for gender parity. It is now estimated that it will take another 135 years before the gender gap is closed. That means if we do nothing, you will not see gender parity in your lifetime. Of the 20 fastest growing careers in the world, 15 of them require a background in math or science. So my question to you, if you don't do STEM, what will you do? We need you girls. We need you more than ever before to help solve some of the most fundamental problems this world is facing, from COVID to climate change. We need the best and brightest minds. We need you to participate in the economies of tomorrow, to take your place at the table. So what is holding you back? We asked you. Each year we survey the girls who attend IWish, and we ask you about the barriers to female participation in STEM. Here is what some of your peers wrote. Women think they aren't smart enough to pursue a career in STEM. We don't have the confidence to do it, and we think men could be better at it. In fact, 77% of girls surveyed told us that they are not confident in their ability to do STEM. Yes, 77%. That breaks my heart. To think that right now there's a girl sitting in a classroom thinking that she can't. At IWish, we will not stop until she knows that she can. And I get it. It's not easy standing up or standing out. We have to understand that it's okay to be a red balloon. I'm a red balloon. I'm an accountant with pink hair, and truthfully, I have always struggled with fitting in. She's different, that one. The one with the mad hair. Can I talk to your boss, love? I've heard it all. Recently, I listened to a speech that the actor Denzel Washington gave. He said that nothing is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. He refers to Nelson Mandela, who said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you are capable of living. You have to take chances." And then he offers this gem. How many people have told you to have something to fall back on? I've never understood that concept. If I'm going to fall back, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. At least that way, I'll get to see what I'm going to hit. Take risks. Fall forward. Sometimes that is not easy. So if you're facing a moment of doubt, maybe you're thinking about doing STEM, but you're questioning your confidence, ask yourself this question. What would you do if you weren't afraid? It's a great question. Sometimes in life, you just have to be brave and take a leap of faith. Fall forward. You also told us about the importance of role models. 84% of our survey respondents identified the lack of female role models as a barrier to pursuing careers in STEM. That's why we bring IWish to you, to showcase amazing women in STEM. One of our speakers here today, Mary Robinson, was a huge inspiration to me growing up. The first female president in Ireland, she truly rocked the system. But not all superheroes wear capes. They are all around us. Here are some of mine. That's me with my mum and some pretty dodgy curtains on my first birthday, and me with my dad on my communion day. I haven't worn a hairband ever since. I am from a working class background. I was the first in every generation of my family to go to university, which was a huge deal at the time. Some people might think I came from nothing, but I think I came from everything. My parents believed I could do anything, and so I did. And here is my present. My daughter Darcy, wearing her NASA sweatshirt that she bought just a month ago. But here's the thing. She nearly didn't buy it because it was in the boy section in the shop. These stereotypes are all around us, and she hesitated for just a moment. I don't think I have ever been as proud as when she marched up to the till and bought it anyway. I am the co-founder of iWish. I'm a partner in Deloitte. I am someone's daughter, someone's mum, someone's sister, someone's friend. I grew up in an orange and blue bricked bungalow in Ovens, County Cork. It had one bathroom and I shared a room with my two sisters. I am the sum of all those parts. All of it. Channel your history. It is part of who you are. Fall forward. So don't live down to expectation. Don't be a stereotype. Go out there and do something remarkable. Go live your brightest life. iWish is about three things: choices, chances, and changes. Today you have heard from women who have chosen STEM. There are chances and opportunities if you choose to take them. And iWish is a catalyst for change, ensuring that no girl gets left behind. So here is my challenge to you. Be your own superhero. Write your own story. Take risks. Fall forward. You can be anything you want to be. Believe it and own it, girl. If not you, then who? If not now, when?
I love that. Be your own superhero. Do. Now, some real inspirational messages as ever there from Caroline. And if Caroline was one of the people that got you thinking today and empowered you, let us know. You might win a prize as well. Our final segment today is just the ultimate success story of iWish and shows the real impact that this event has. Jennifer Schmeidel from Merck chats to two girls that once attended iWish. They're really inspired, like you hopefully, and now they're studying STEM in college.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Schmeidel and I'm a quality engineer at Merck. Merck have been involved with iWish since 2017 and it's important for us here at Merck to support the iWish initiative to empower you, our next generation, to be the change makers of the future. I'm delighted to be here today to introduce to you two girls that once, like you, went to iWish, were inspired and are now working in STEM in college. Take a look at Abby and Ayla's journey. This is the real success story behind iWish, making an impact that matters.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Cummins and I'm a first year student in MTU studying instrument engineering. I went to Regina Mundi College, an all-girls school. And when I went into fourth year, I didn't have an idea of what I really wanted to do after school. So I signed up to the iWish programme and luckily I got in. During my week of iWish, I got to experience what studying a STEM degree would be like in college, and I also visited various sites and experienced the work life in a STEM field. As I've said to you, I'm studying to be an instrument engineer, and for anyone thinking, no, it's not musical instruments, instrument engineers deal with any kind of device that needs to be calibrated or automated, among many other things. I am currently the only girl in my course, so coming from an all-girls school to being the only girl was a bit daunting, but it doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm the first year representative for the YSTEM Society, and I found that being part of this society has allowed me to meet other like-minded girls. I've always been curious to how things work, and being an engineer, you're constantly solving problems and finding solutions on a day-to-day basis. That is what attracted me to a career in engineering. If I have one piece of advice to give you today, it is you don't have to be the smartest to what you want to do in life. You just have to be passionate and diligent enough. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to pass you to Ayla O'Toole now.
Thanks. Hi everyone, I'm Ayla O'Toole and I'm a final year student studying chemical and biopharmaceutical engineering at MTU. I went to school in Gaelclosh Column in Ballincollig. It was a mixed school, and in transition year I was able to attend an iWish event in City Hall where it really opened my mind to the vast amount of career paths and opportunities for women in STEM. I was lucky in school that I had really supportive teachers, friends and family who made me feel like I could do anything, but I still found the CO really challenging. I loved music, languages, and I was really interested in teaching. But I also loved problem solving, figuring out how things worked, and I wanted to make a difference in the world. So I ended up choosing chemical and biopharmaceutical engineering at MTU because there's so many areas you can go into, pharma, biopharma, food, energy, environment, and consulting, all where you get to have a huge impact on people's lives. My experience at MTU has been great. The class sizes are a bit smaller, so you get to make friends really easily. There's sports and societies for everyone. I worked part-time all throughout college, and in fourth year I completed a co-op placement at Janssen in Ringaskiddy, where I got to work as part of the NPI team producing products for clinical trials. If I could give a message to the girls today, it would be to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and to surround yourself with people who support you and encourage you on your journey. Back to Jennifer.
So Abby and Ayla are two young women who are blazing their own trail through STEM and are the leaders of tomorrow, and this could be you too.
Great way to end it, actually. This really could be you too. It's a lovely line. Now, I can't believe we've reached the end of the session already. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we all have here, and that you've learned more about the power of STEM. If you haven't had the chance to complete the I Wish survey yet, I would encourage you to do so. It only takes a few minutes and you could win some prizes. And if you don't fully complete it, you're not in with the chance to win. Now, please welcome to the stage I Wish co-founders Gillian and Caroline. Gillian, the international reach that we're out there that much is so fascinating. How do you want to develop that over the next few years?
Yeah, that's definitely one to watch for I Wish. We have some fantastic plans, and we've only really just put a toe in the water at this stage. We started a twinning session this year where we twin schools in Ireland with schools in the US. So that's something we're really going to explore, and we had great support from the IBCA to do that this year. We have, I think it's because the multinational reach in Ireland that footprint spreads very quickly across the globe. And I think we're now tapped into that, and we're going to explore to see what more we can do with that with schools. Because, letting the girls see what girls are doing through STEM in other countries is just going to open up a whole new world for them. So we're super excited about that.
I love it. And even when you listen to all the speakers, they constantly talk about how their jobs bring them everywhere as well. So you could have a job as an engineer in Cork, and next thing you're in San Fran or wherever you are, So it's interesting that it's something that you're looking to develop. Caroline, tell me, what is next for I Wish?
It's been a very interesting couple of years because the pandemic sort of forced us into this virtual world, but it's been amazing because, as Gillian said, that global reach has been phenomenal, and the way we can connect girls in Ireland with girls in all over the world really has been brilliant. I think what I'm looking forward to most in the year ahead is some element of physical again. That'll be great, but also the development of our mentorship program. So in school today, it's girls 13 to 16, 17 years of age. We started a pilot program this year for mentorship for girls that are in university who are doing STEM, and I think there's huge potential in that to be able to have those role models one-to-one basis. So I think that's a fantastic opportunity for girls that are in STEM, and I'd like to see that develop over the year ahead.
Girls, you don't like to do anything by halves, do you? Big plans. I love it for the coming years. Thank you both so much as ever. Now, finally, girls, don't forget to visit the I Wish website where there's so much more information about all of our speakers. Also, please register your interest for the I Wish Stripe Entrepreneurship Programme. It's an incredible opportunity. So that's it. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, there is a world of opportunity out there for you. Make it happen and be the change. Take care.